Hello everyone, welcome to Team Fanboy Three's channel. I know it's been a while since we've uploaded. Um, Due to COVID and everything, quite a few of our members have had to take a break, myself included. I've been in work quite a lot. But today we decided to come back with a video, first of its kind for us. We decided to do a top 10 list. This top 10 list will be top 10 cards of the current set coming up, Cross Spirits. And for this, we decided to do a rule list. Today, I'm joined by a team member as well, Ryan Johnson.
Hello.
So he's going to be here, and we're going to discuss cards. To do this, we decided to do rule list. Do you want to take this away, Johnson?
Yeah, we started off saying we're not going to pick the SCRs for the actual top 10 cards we looked at our favourite cards, but they will be mentioned. We also it's not going to be everything that's meta defining because these are just our favourite cards of the set. But we are saying cards that we think will be meta. And we've also allowed promos to be included. For example, the TPs in the set.
Yeah, I think this is a good balance. With our team, we have players that do play meta, so we did want to include meta cards. We have some more casual players at the moment with everything going on, and we have actually had some members that did leave for a while but started to come back. So we felt it was nice to try and incorporate all three. You have your collectors, you have your casuals, you have your meta players. So our list wanted to look at everybody. So to start with, we will be talking about the SCRs. With me personally, I think all three are good for some different reasons. I think everyone can say red is the least playable, don't you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's turn 5, and you can't combo with its swing. I feel like it's a bit slow for the current meta.
Yeah, so for meta, it's definitely the slowest. Collectible wise, it's the best. It's the best artwork. It's
Oh,
going to be the
agreed.
most expensive.
It's going to be like kind of, for example, when people buy a TOP one, Awakened Power, it's going to be like reaching that price tag for a PSA 10.
Yeah, I think it'll be Apex level, Awakened Power level. We move on to Boo. With the current ruling, I think Boo's going to be the most played. If people don't know, the current ruling is because you're technically not playing the unison when you steal it, you're gaining control. It means you can have two unisons on the board. Obviously, if you try to play another unison, you have to get rid of them both. But the fact of having
Yes.
two unisons on the board, it's also for 2 green energy, you play your opponent can't attack battle cards. A 40k double striker is very good. What's your take on this one?
I think the fact it's basically a dormant potential unleashed with them not being able to attack with battle cards is amazing. And the fact is, because you're technically not playing a unison, you can have two. My first thought is because of red unisons, because how broken the Piccolo is. Imagine playing this when your opponent has the Piccolo unison out and you steal that.
Oh no,
That is,
just I think unisons in general are really good at the moment. Imagine having imagine having like your green Demiga out while having any unison that draws a card. You know, give your unison 10k power and then you draw a card, or having two unisons out that draw a card and you join two every turn. It's it's just very strong for 2 energy.
it's great. It's quite busted in my opinion for that.
Yeah, obviously, if the ruling gets changed, I could see it becoming the second best, purely because I'm
Yes.
very, very biased with this one. Super 17. Super 17 is a walking, talking bloodlust, 40k critical for 1 energy. If your if your leader and all your energy is mono yellow, and your opponent has 3 or more energy. What do you think about this one?
Bloodlust on legs. It's like the 9-drop sin, but it also stops on play auto, so it's even better in my opinion. And the fact it also has critical as well makes it even better.
Yeah.
So it's removing a card from your opponent's hand with its own swing.
Not only that, it's the only one with a sort of defense. It's a sort of protection with deflect. And for me, I will admit the second permanent's probably the best thing on this card. As much as the counterplay is amazing to have a walking bloodlust and you can steal a card in rest, which the Super 17 deck does a lot. The fact you could play this for 1 energy because it doesn't say it has to be it's only on your opponent's turn or it's by only their skills. So for you can have a 1 cost 40k critical is crazy.
Agreed, 100% agreed. The
So,
fact is one cost and it's yeah. You've played this against me. I know how scary this card is.
yeah. So, as people could probably guess, I am loving Super 17 at the moment. So, now we'll go on to our list. So, the first card we're talking about is Son Goku Divine Presence. Do you want to take this card away?
Yeah, I think for what it is, because it's a very generic card, I think it's incredible. Like, because of the fact it can be played for 2 energy as well. It's just really good. It's one of the best cards of the set, 4 costs. I personally feel, because there's not many good 4 costs out there at the moment, because paying 4 tends to deal with death, even unless you're playing a deck that's slow and can afford to do that. At the moment, that's how I feel the meta is, because if you're tapping 4, you're going to lose. But the fact you can play it for 2 is even better.
Yeah.
And the fact
Go on.
And the fact it can also boost itself 5k, or something else, or your leader card, just that puts it to another level. But the only bad part is you have to be on 3 energies to do it.
Yeah, but to be honest, I see where you're coming from. It has deflect, it has dual attack, and the fact it can't be removed from value by skills during your turn's amazing. And as we said, when he's played, when he attacks, you get to add a skillless. So in the Garland deck, that's what you'll be doing, and you give itself 5k, so it becomes 25k. It's amazing. And I understand where you're coming from, where if you need to have 3 or more energy, and you need to have 2 red battle cards in your combo to play it. But the fact it's not limited, it's at an activate battle, it's not once per turn, and it's 3 energy, where a lot of the boss monsters in this set off you need 4 energy. It's quicker, and
also
go on.
This card doesn't have unique.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So
this
you could play 2, 3 of these, pump each other. It's amazing.
Agreed.
I'd definitely give it an 8 out of 10 if we were doing just ratings. You?
I'd agree. An 8 out of 10 is definitely what I would give it.
Alright, so we'll move on. Tapion. We've gone with the SPR version just because, to me, the SPRs in this set are all amazing.
Oh, agreed.
So with Tapion, it's 4 cost, it's double strike, its EX Evolve is 2 blue for Tapion with an energy cost 2 or less, and its auto is when this card is played, draw 1. However, it's the activate main. I think a lot of people are loving this. It is limit 1, Spirit Boost 1, but for 1 energy, if you have a blue unison with 15,000 power or more, and you have 3 or more, energy, you get to play him from your hand. So what do you think?
I think it's good. It reminds me of Piccolo the New Ruler with its effect, but it's got more of a cost to it. That's the thing it reminds me of. But the 3 or more energy is good. But his only Spirit Boost 1 is even better, because you only need to play one of these, because hopefully you should be able to make your opponent lose at least 2 life with 1 swing from this guy. You're not going to react evolve into him.
Yeah, well, I can see Dex EX evolving into him. Like Soul Striker can gain that 2 energy back easily.
Yeah.
Plenty of blue unisons at 15,000 power or more and do like +2, so you should have markers. The main thing with this is the fact it's not got unique again. Yes, while it has no protection and its attack can be blocked, it's a 20k double striker. You're going to be replacing it because you draw a card when it's played. It's for 1 energy, and you can do it again next turn if you've got it again, and the turn after. And it just creates more pressure. I feel like this is a very good card for Blue decks. As you said, it reminds me of Piccolo King Ruler, but it stays on board, is my thing.
Yeah, that makes it better, because it can have the constant pressure instead of just 1 swing.
So while it has no protection, it replaces itself. It's very easy to come down for 1 energy, I feel. I give it a solid 8 again.
I definitely agree. Probably an 8 out of 10 at the moment, because nothing's grabbed my attention too much. Definitely an 8.
Yeah. So we'll move on to what everyone's calling Bupo, Majin Buu. Would you like to take it away?
Oh, yeah. Green Topo. I don't really need to say more than that, really. Green Topo. But because it's a turn stopper, which green doesn't have too many turn stoppers. I know they've got dormant, but your opponent is still going to get another swing, and it doesn't really negate the attack. But the fact this does makes it better than dormant, in my opinion. And the fact this is a generic green card that can be played in any green deck makes it one of the best cards of the set, in my opinion, for that alone.
I can definitely see where you're coming from. I think pretty much what everyone's saying. It's the reason it's been given the name Bupo and stuff. It is Green Topo. with the backup of stuff like Dortmund and other good green cards, freeze a charismatic villain and everything,
Yeah.
it pretty much, as you said, stops the turn. Then if obviously you are playing Margin, it's a really good Union Absorb target to just start going, to stop the turn and then go on to make 15k 4-drop. Yeah, I can see it definitely being probably the best, one of the biggest cards to get out of green next set. Well, this coming set, and it's definitely going to be in the meta, I feel, if you're playing green.
Yeah, definitely going to be a meta green card.
So yeah, so what would you give it?
This is probably the first one I'd give a 9 to, a 9 out of 10.
I can see that.
Or,
I can see it because it's pretty much does a lot more stuff. I'm very hesitant to give it a 9, but I think I'll give it 8.5. I think it doesn't do as while the other cards have more aggressive to them. I feel this is more defensive, so it depends how you play.
Yeah, agreed.
Moving on, we have Son Goku Return of a Dragon Fist. So go ahead.
Ooh, I'm not sure how I feel about this card, to be completely honest. It's definitely more of a casual card, in my opinion.
How so?
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just more of a. I just definitely say it's more of a casual card.
Why do you?
And it's just because the reason I think that is because its keyword skills are negated with a 6-drop that rolls on top of it.
You're thinking of the wrong
That's
card,
my
mate.
biggest issue. Oh, am I thinking of the wrong card?
Yeah, this is the yellow one.
Oh, sorry, the 8. I'm running about the 8 cost now. Right. Sorry, my bad. I think it was the other one. Yeah, this one card I think is absolutely amazing. So.
Yeah. So
this 8 cost is one of the best cards in the set. I feel like for the deck it's made for.
Yeah. So as you can see, we all get a bit confused here. But yeah. So this yellow card's amazing for me. I think once we realised it's deflect, it's double strike. When he's played, you choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode to KO him. So it's activate main. So for 3 energy, if you have 4 more energy and a yellow unison card in play, you just get to play it from your hand. So it's pretty much it's pretty much an end gamer for every yellow deck now. And it's of activate main, Spirit Boost 2. If your lead card is mono yellow, this card gains dual attack for the turn, and your opponents can't activate skills on battle cards with original cost 7 or less from any area, which I think is the busted part of it. Well, not the busted part, but the very strong part of this card. It means super combos. Nope.
Yeah, they can't work. And they also, do you know what else this stops?
Go on.
It stops the -10 from SSB Vegeta.
Right.
For the King Vegeta deck, because it can't activate.
Yeah, so it stops that.
When you do that.
It's not also, the main thing is it stops Topper.
True. It stops almost everything.
Yeah, so as a game ender, as a boss monster for yellow, this is going to be my first 9. I think most yellow decks are missing a finisher will try, but that are playing a unison card will play this. What do you think?
I agree. The only reason I'd give it an 8 is mostly because it doesn't stop. It's because it can still be negged. It's quite low powered. That's all I mean with being 25k.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I'd give it an 8.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. It doesn't have barrier. Extra cards can still stop it. So if they have a Vegeta's Final Flash, a Frieza's Death Ball, some stuff, it can be hit. So I can see where you're coming from. Next up, we have the SBR version of SS4 Gogeta 14 The Dark Empire.
This card is good.
So I think we both agree this card. Well, this card is very good. I think this card's on this list for the first time thanks to its artwork. I think when a lot of us saw it, we just was amazed by the artwork itself. Its artwork is beautiful.
I think the artwork is absolutely fantastic of this card, and his effects aren't too bad either because it's permanent. For example, while this card in rest mode, it can't be KO'd by your opponent's skills, which I think is really good. And it's auto when this card attacks, but it's only once per turn. Your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and 2 of their battle cards. You ignore barrier and you send them to the war. And at the end of the turn, you switch this card to active mode. So you're removing 4 cards from your opponent's board, 2 cards from the hand, 2 cards from their field, and you have a triple attack, and it blocks at the end of the turn.
Yeah, and it's activate main. It comes out for 4 of any colour. All you need to do is send a Xeno, Goku and a Xeno Vegeta from your battle area, and or drop to the warp, and you get to play it. Which the fact it's not it's not a fusion means it doesn't have to be the same power. I think is really good. The fact it goes to the warp, so then you can do the SS3 Gogeta's effect to put them back into your drop to play it for 1 energy, is going to be something you see a lot of people do. The one issue I have with this card is it doesn't have much protection. It can be stopped.
Agreed. Yeah.
The fact at the end of the turn you have to switch it to active mode. So when you pass, if your opponent has something that can just warp it or KO it or do something, if they can do that before they swing and it gets blocked, you can get rid of it. But I agree, it's very strong. You're going to get 3 35k attacks out of it. You're going to get rid of basically 4 cards, and for artwork it's a 10 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10 for the artwork. And another good thing about this card, it's a 0-5k combo.
Oh yeah,
as well.
That's another thing. It's a boss monster. That 0-5k combo is very good. So I'll give this a 9. I think the artwork pushes it above for me.
Yeah, a 9 as well. I definitely agree.
Right, next up, so we have Oceana. Want to take it?
I kind of a black topo, in my opinion. It's good. It's really good, but with what I've seen with the deck, with obviously because we've played a game of the Sin deck, I feel like it's not to the level it needs to be at. This card, personally, it's like a bit underwhelming in my opinion.
I think
for what it's supposed to do.
So I can see where you're coming from, and obviously it's what people see. It's what we haven't had much testing with Black yet. I think we're still trying to find the decks. But one thing I will say with this card is the fact it's no specified cost. It's
true.
This card is, in my opinion, better than Topo because you have to mill 4 every time you want to attack rather than discard 2 cards.
Rather than discard.
And so this card, I can see this card being a sideboard card for pretty much a lot of decks, because for 2 energy, if your colour doesn't have a Topo, or red green has a Topo now, so if you're playing blue, yellow, or while you do have Nimbus and Dimension Magic, for 2 energy you could discard a card, you're going to negate the attack, you have a blocker on board, and then if your opponent attacks they're going to mill 4, and I think that's going to change a lot of people's opinion on what they do, because as a person that pretty much is known for playing Reboot Gohan, I would have happily dropped 2 cards in my hand quite a bit. Milling 4 cards while I would have done that, could have been a different story. So I can see this card being used a lot outside. While it is mainly for Shadow Dragons, and I think it's going to be a key card for Shadow Dragons, I can see this card being a meta card in sideboards and used generically.
Yeah, I agree. This is definitely going to be a sideboard card. It's also a blocker as well.
Yeah.
That makes it slightly better in my opinion. The fact it's a blocker.
Yeah, so it stops 2 attacks. So.
Yeah. And the fact also, because as a fellow aggro player, you don't want to mill 4.
Well, yeah,
you don't want to mill 4.
So I know you're probably not going to agree. I think you're probably going to give it a low score because, as you said, we tested a little bit and you weren't the biggest fan. But I'm going to give this an 8.5.
I'll give it a 7.5.
So
personally,
well, as you said, everyone's got an opinion. So no, that's what we're trying to do. It's everybody's favourite. For here, we are looking at meta cards. We are looking at normal cards. It's just what we think, guys. So next up, this is our first generic card, and it comes from a teammate who loves Dragon Fist. He loves I think it's Mastered Ultra Instinct. I forgot the card from like set 5, where when you play he tries to.
It's Ultra Instinct Sign. You're thinking of that?
Yes, Ultra Instinct Sign. Yeah, he tries to make it work every set. Sam does. So we'll talk about cards. So it's a 4-drop deflect blocker. If your lead card is a blue Saiyan card and you have 3 or more energy, play this card from your hand and draw a card for just 1 energy. And then its limit 1 speed boost 1 is for 2 energy. If your leader card is blue Trunks Youth card, play up to 1 mono blue Son Goku card, which costs 6 from your deck or drop A on top of this card. You have to negate the keyword skills for the game, and then you shuffle your deck if you look through it. What do you think?
And this one I'm so not sure about, to be completely honest with you, because I like the fact you can play for 1 blue energy if you have 3 or more, and it's a blocker. You draw a card as well. The second activate main with the Spirit Boost is what makes me go. It's a bit iffy in my opinion. This card because
Yeah.
it negates the keyword skills.
So yeah, so obviously it means you're going to lose out on double strike and everything else. If you play Dragon Fist for this, you get the untap too, which is very nice. So it's basically free. But I can see where you're coming from. You're giving up quite a bit. I think its first activate main's very good, just for the fact it's any blue Saiyan leader.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
And it's a 15k block that replaces her for 1 energy is very good. But I agree, the second activate main's a bit iffy for me. But in this set and as just a generic card, I can see why people are going to like it. For 1 energy, you get to play 15k blocker, draw a card, potentially go to Path to Infinite, because that's obviously the play, and then go to Ultra Instant Sign. So I could definitely see Sam trying this out in locals.
Oh, he definitely will be trying that out in locals. I'd be disappointed if he didn't at this point. You got a rating? Because I think I've got mine in my head for this one.
So as a meta card, I'm going to give it a 5. Just a generic card, I'm going to give it a 7.
A 5 as meta, 7 for being generic.
Yeah. Moving on, difference of status. I know you love this card, so take it away, please, mate.
0 cost negate.
Well,
not a hard negate. It's a counter attack. It's a 0 cost counter attack. Minus 5k from the card that is attacking. And Spirit Boost X. Remove a set number of markers from your unison, and for each one you remove, it's minus 5k for each one that you've removed. My first thought is slam this in King Vegeta and watch people cry.
Yeah, when I first saw this card, the first thing I said was the fact that you just get to choose any of your opponent's cards. It isn't having to be the attacking card. As long as you lead a mono red in King Vegeta, you could potentially minus 15k off a big threat if you know you can survive the attack, or if you don't mind taking it. And as you said, if you then just remove another mark, you get to choose a different card or the same card and keep taking more power. So for 2 markers in a King Vegeta deck, you could kill something that's 25k if you've got the unison power. So if not, you could kill a 15k for 0 energy. It's crazy.
There's another thing that makes this card even better.
Go on.
It doesn't specify battle cards or leader cards.
Well, yeah, that's
you can neg unisons as well.
Well, yeah, exactly. You can neg unisons. It's just opponent's cards, which is crazy. Not only this, I think in Red Cooler, it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, because of the mill.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure all mono red leader cards are going to try and splash this in. Just for the.
I'd agree. Yeah.
In fact, it's not limit. It's not limited. It's not got limit. It's not got a cost. I'm gonna see it. I'm pretty sure every red deck's gonna put a minimum of 2 in. So this is probably gonna be my first 10.
Yeah, you knew 100% this was gonna be my 10.
Yeah, I know how much you love this card as a King Vegeta player. So moving on, we've got Ultimate Dark Dragon Slaying Bullet. So it's counterplay. If your opponent's playing a unison card, they may either remove a marker from it for every 2 cards in their drop area and warp, or place it in their drop area instead of playing it. If they don't, your opponent can only attack 1 more time for the turn. It's activate main and battle, limit 1. Your opponent chooses one of their battle cards and which costs less than their number of cards in their drop area and sends it to their owner's warp. What do you think of this?
I think it's brilliant. I generally think it's brilliant, but it's a bit conditional. That's the only thing. That's the only slight issue I have with it. It's just a little bit conditional to have the amount of cards your opponent has in the drop area. That's my only issue with this card.
I can see that, but this game, I think, especially we're seeing a lot of decks now is wanting stuff in drop. Unless you're playing a deck that's very high on Overwhelm, you're going to have so many cards in your drop area now that you can send something to the owner's warp easily. In fact, it's a 1 cost, no specified. It means it's going to be in every deck. Again, I think like Oceana, it's going to be sideboard. It's going to be one of the key sideboard meta pieces of next set. Like if your opponent's playing a unison, well, get rid of 2 markers. Otherwise, send to a drop. Otherwise, get dormanted. You ain't playing anything. Well, imagine this. This is what I'm thinking. Your opponent swings in.
Mhm.
Your opponent swings in, goes all in on a combo card. You're on 2 life, and he goes double strike. He has. It's a 7 cost. He has 8 cards in their drop. You literally tap 1 energy and go warp it, please.
Literally.
Right.
It literally removes a unison almost.
Pretty much, yeah. You're gonna remove a unison, dormant somebody, or if you're gonna use it to activate main battle, you're gonna pretty much warp a card as long as it doesn't have barrier because it says choose.
Yeah.
For me, this is 9.5.
9 for me. Definitely a 9.
So moving on. I'm taking this. This was my choice. My choice. I am loving Super 17 as a deck, and this card is probably the MVP of the deck. Reason why: permanent. You can activate the activate battle skill on this card from your hand without paying its energy cost by placing 1 card from under one of your battle cards in its owner's drop area. If you've played against Super 17 yet, if you've tested Super 17 yet, this is the easiest thing in the whole world thanks to your leader doing it. Your leader's activate main is literally place a card under a Super 17 card. So you can basically then just get rid of this and play this for free. It has limit 1, which is an issue, and it's limited to only yellow Super 17 cards, but its effect is crazy. You choose up to one of your leader cards or battle cards. It gets 2,000 power for the battle for each card under all your battle cards, so you don't have to even choose a battle card, it's under your battle cards. And if you do have 3 or more cards under your battle cards, it gains double strike for the battle. Thing about this extra card, it's 0, as we've spoken, it can easily be played for 0. You have so many cards under Super 17 cards just from Union absorbing. It's super you're going to get double strike. It is not limited to any card. I have tapped 1 energy over round, brought out Mira, swang with Mira, and basically had a free double striker. Mira Champa for 1 energy, people, if you're playing Super 17. Good tech. What do you think?
This card hurts me. I played against you. I know what this card does. It hurts when you're playing against it.
Yeah.
It's such a good card because it doesn't specify the card that has double strike. In my opinion, that's what makes this card even better. The only thing is it's leader locked. That's the only bad fit. But when we get to ratings, I know what I'm giving this card.
Yeah,
easily.
So as we said, bad options. Leader locked, it's limit 1, but I think it needed to be limit 1. Leader locked, limit 1, and obviously if your opponent are playing stuff that removes skills, it will remove it. It's like Vegeta's Final Flash, all this, but as we mentioned, it's that, in my opinion, it just sets up Super 17 so well. You pay 1 energy for your secret rare, you can then give it double strike critical. Your leader can swing, gain a crap ton of power for 0 energy, now give it a crap ton more power, give it double strike. It's, as we said, you can give it to overwhelm cards, everything. For me, because it's I can't give it a 10, sadly, as much as I really want to for this card, so I'm giving it a 8, just because of the fact it can't be generic.
I was going to say, because if it was generic, I'd give it a 10, but because it's not, I was going to give it a 9.
The limit 1 put me down 1. I feel like the limit 1 puts it to an 8, because there have been times in games, I think when we tested, you saw my hand had 4 of these, and it was just
you had 4 of them, and I was like, God damn it, that would have
being able to go again would have been funny, but we can't, so I'll give it an 8. Moving on, so this is the only promo card we chose, and I think it's because it sets up a discussion. This card is very good for the starter deck, and is probably not so much a necessary card, but it's every starter deck Vegeta player is going to be trying to pick them up. It's the chase card of TP if you're not after Violent Rays reprints. So,
yes, it is. I am happy to take this one if you find me taking this one.
Absolutely, mate. What do you think?
I love this card for the Vegeta starter deck. As you know, I am building that deck myself. And this card, the fact it can also neg something minus 35k power as well is
30K?
Stupid. 30k power. But pair that, for example, with King Vegeta.
Well,
Put it in
yes.
King Vegeta, that's minus 40k.
Yeah, it kills the SCRs. So, but
Yeah.
the thing with this is it gives the Vegeta deck so much options. When before you would be like playing SS Cab on turn 2, and if it dies, you're then wondering, do you want to pay two energy or 3 energy again? You can 2 energy again. You can now just play this on 3 energy. Get your 3 markers on it, and you know, even if you didn't, if you didn't play a card, you could just minus 30k. Its spirit boost is amazing. You know, just giving your leader a bean
Yeah.
after you've swung with it is really good, especially for spirit boost 1.
The fact that it's a deflect and barrier card.
Yeah. So I think we need to have a discussion, and it's something that can be put up in comments if people are watching. What is your views on TP cards? Do you think the TP cards where they're cards that people really need to get to make a deck work, stuff like SS3 Gogeta, One Drop, Baby Broly, maybe this to a small extent, are good for the game, or do you think it should be just cards that are helping?
Personally, because I've built King Vegeta, you know, I've got the full promo package and everything. I think promos are good to a certain extent, but you shouldn't put chase cards in the promo packs all the time. Like, a couple of chase cards are fine, but everything else should be reprints, in my opinion.
Yeah, I sort of agree. I think there should be good cards in promos, in TP promos, in championship promos, just so people are incentive to go to locals and big events for the pricing. But I think nice reprints would do something. I think maybe lower the number of cards of each TP if they're not going to make many chase cards, because I think 15 cards in a TP when you only get one in the pack is a bit extreme, especially if you need a play set of stuff. So
yeah,
with this, I think if we're not going to go off the whole promo debate and we're going to just talk about card general, I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, that's where I was at with it. I'm at an 8 with this card because I think it's probably one of the best TP cards that we've got for the set as well.
Yep, I think behind Violet Ray's reprint it might be.
Yeah,
right,
100%.
And then the last card we'll be talking about today is Commemorative Photo. Just 20 out of 10, yeah.
Yeah, 20 out of 10. Easy choice. Easy collapse.
Yeah, you know, better than Victory Strike. Just it's better than Exodia. Just instant win. No. So this card, I think, is the only card the whole team turned around and said it needs to be in this video. It
was. We literally all said it needs to be in here.
Yeah, it's troll. It's funny. It's, for me personally, it's going to be a one card that sits in my sideboard for the rest of the game until it gets stopped. I'm
going to say this: the sheer audacity someone would have to play this turn 1, stare at you seriously, and say "GG," and I'd be like, "Oh my god."
Well, that's it. To be honest, if Reboot Gohan was still around, this probably would have been my turn 1 Reboot Gohan play just because it's funny.
And people would have took it as well.
Well, they would.
Seriously, not. I think people would have took it because it's you playing Reboot Gohan.
Well, no, you can't say that because Reboot Gohan Reboot Gohan was in a way place my build was. But I think just for the fact that Bandai came out with this card is funny. I think a lot of people will get it just because it's a funny card, even if it's just in foil in binders. This will probably be like our little team mascot. I think you're going to see quite a few of our players. I know, especially in big tournaments, you won't see in sideboards unless you see me. I promise that. But I think most of our players will have it around. And you will see, if you see Fanboy free about, you probably will see at least one copy of this card with us. If we do deck videos, it might pop up. It will be our little mascot, just because I love Hercule. And the card that basically says, "Does your opponent want to scoop?" is funny to me.
I agree. It's one of the funniest cards I've ever seen in this game. Your opponent may take all of their life. It doesn't give them an option to take one or a couple. It says all of their life.
Yeah. So as we've done ratings for meta, and so as a generic card and as a fun card, I think we both agree it's 10 out of 10.
Oh, 100%.
As
10 out of 10.
As a meta card, I think we both agree it's like a 1.
Yeah, definitely a 1.
So,
but yeah, I'm going to be using this as my field center every time when I'm playing. I know we don't have field centers, but I'm using one of them.
Yeah, obviously in big tournaments you won't be allowed, but otherwise it's going to be a nice little thing. So thank you guys for watching the video today. I've been Ryan Kay with my teammate Ryan Johnson. We will be trying to get more videos up, maybe testing videos if people are willing. I know I have a Super 17 build I'm really enjoying that. If people want to see, I can get a video up on. I know some other guys have been looking at Majin Buu. I know we have as you've been looking at, you want to do Star Deck Vegeta, if I'm correct?
Yeah, 100%. That's the deck I'm looking at most for next set.
So if people want to see that video, we could easily get a video of Super 17 versus Red Vegeta, see what that's like, and we'll include. Again, just want to do a few shout outs. So obviously, as people have seen, this was an original idea. Stage Zero has done their own. Uni XDBS has done their own version of this. So we will be putting links into the comments. I want to personally, I want to shout out London Players Guild. They've allowed me to go on the channel for the reveals this set. They're trying to help us grow. So a link to their channel will be in there. And I just want to thank you all guys, and we hope to see you all soon.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see everyone again soon at a big event.
Yeah. So this has been Team Fanboy 3 signing off.